Amanda's mother decided to surprise her at school with a homemade lunch. She arrived at the gate wearing her mother clothing and carrying a lovely prepared meal. As she approached Amanda and her friends, Amanda's face turned red with embarrassment. "Who is that?" one of her classmates asked, eyeing Amanda's mother curiously. Amanda hesitated, looking at her mother and then at her friends. "Oh, that's just our maid." She lied. Once upon a time, there was a teenage girl named Amanda who attended a prestigious private high school. Amanda was smart and beautiful, but she felt an immense pleasure to fit in with her wealthy classmates. Her mother, Stella, was a hard-working woman who did everything she could to make Amanda accept and to see her as her mother. But because their financial situation was far from luxurious, a mother couldn't help but feel disgusted around her. Hey guys, welcome back to Mercy's Folk Tales. To all our amazing subscribers, we love you all. And if you are coming across our channel for the first time, we love you too. Please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss out on any of amazing stories. Now let's continue. This is how it all started. Stella was a kind-hearted woman who married Mr. Johnson, a poor farmer. Mr. Johnson had a weakness for alcohol, spending the little money they had on drinks. Whenever Stella asked for money for family upkeep, it often ended in a fight, leaving Stella bruised both physically and emotionally. And Mr. Johnson had 7 children, all of whom suffered from malnutrition and lacked basic necessities. Their lives were a daily struggle, and Stella bore the weight of their hardship with quiet resilience. Among her children was Amanda, her first daughter, who was just 9 years old. Despite their circumstances, Amanda was exceptionally smart and intelligent. Her potentials shone brightly in school, but their financial situation forced her to drop out in primary 4. There was no money to pay for her school fees, and the dreams of education were snatched away from her. Amanda began picking oranges for her mother, walking the street every day with a basket of fruit on her head. There was a regular customer of her named David and Joy. They were a happy and wealthy couple. David and John had been married for many years. Despite their luxurious lifestyle and living in a grand mansion, their hearts yearned for a child to complete their family. Their house was filled with every comfort and luxury, but it echoed with the silence of unfulfilled dreams. They admired the young girl's perseverance and intelligence, often buying all her oranges and even giving her extra cash. Amanda's bright smile and sharp mind had endeared her to them, and they often found themselves looking forward to their interactions with her. One evening, as Amanda approached their mansion with her basket of oranges, David and Joy were sitting on the veranda, eager to hear about her day. "Amanda, come here, dear," Joy called out with a warm smile. "How was your day?" "It's been good, Mrs. Joy. I have sold quite a few oranges today." "Amanda, you are always so cheerful and bright. Tell us, how do you stay so positive?" David said, smiling. "My mommy said if I continue to sell plenty of oranges, she will pay for my school fees. Besides, I love learning new things, and I want to make my mommy proud." David and Joy exchanged a glance, deeply moved by her words. They had come to care for Amanda like the daughter they never had. Joy reached out and gently took Amanda's hands. "Amanda, how do you feel if we helped you with your education?" Joy said softly. "We see so much potential in you, and we want to help you achieve your dreams." Amanda's eyes widened in disbelief. "You will do that for me?" "Yes, Amanda, we want to support you." Tears of gratitude filled Amanda's eyes as she nodded vigorously. "Thank you so much. I promise I won't let you down." One sunny afternoon, David and Joy drove through the narrow, dusty street to Amanda's mother's house. They had discussed this visit for weeks, their hearts set on giving Amanda the opportunities she deserved. They packed their car outside the small house and walked up the front door. Stella opened the door, her face lighting up with a smile when she saw them. "Welcome, sir." "Welcome, ma. Please come in." David and Joy stepped inside, taking in the humble surroundings. Amanda was helping her younger siblings, but she quickly set aside her chitsa and greeted them with a bright smile. "Good afternoon, sir." "Good afternoon, ma." They smiled back at her warmly. "We wanted to discuss something important with you and Mr. Johnson." David began. Stella nodded, leading them to the small living area where Mr. Johnson was resting in a chair. He looked up with curiosity. "Please have a seat," Star offered. David and Joy sat down, exchanging a brief glance before Joy spoke. "We have come to talk about Amanda. She is incredibly smart and has so much potential. We want to offer her a place in our home so we can support our education and provide her with the opportunities she deserves." Estee's eyes widened with joy, and she claps her hands together. "Oh, thank you. This is a wonderful offer. Kanda deserves every chance she can get." Mr. Johnson, however, saw an opportunity. He leaned forward, a slight smile creeping across his face. "Well, If Amanda is going to leave with you, there will be some expenses. We will need some financial support, to make up for absent Stell's joy turned to embarrassment. She quickly hushed him. Stop it, Johnson. This is about Amanda's future, not about money. David and Joy exchanged a quick uneasy glance. They could see the sincerity in Stell's eyes. David spoke up, addressing Stella directly. Stella, we understand your husband's concern, but our intention is purely to help Amanda. We want to make sure she has everything she needs to succeed. Stella nodded vigorously. Please don't pay attention to him. I want Amanda to have this chance. She deserves it. We don't need any money. We just want the best for her. Amanda, standing in the corner, felt a mixture of emotions. She was overjoyed at the prospect of a better future, but also felt the stink of her father's greed. Joy reached out and gently touched Stella's hand. We promise to take good care of her as if she were our own. She will have every opportunity to thrive. Star smiled through her tears. Thank you so much, Amanda. Go pack your things. Amanda nodded, her heart pounding with excitement and relief. She hurried to her small room and began gathering her belongings, her mind racing with dreams of a brighter future. As Amanda packed, Stella turned to David and Joy, her voice filled with gratitude. You are giving my daughter a chance at a better life. I can't thank you enough. David smiled warmly. It's our pleasure. Taya, Amanda is an extraordinary girl, and we are honored to have her achieve her dreams. With that, Amanda returned, her bag packed and her face beaming with happiness. David and Joy took her hand, leading her towards a new chapter in her life. Tears streamed down Stell's cheek as she watched them go, her heart filled with hope and pride, knowing that Amanda's future was now filled with endless possibilities. When they left, Stella reprimanded Mr. Johnson for the embarrassment he caused, and he dismissed her with a wave of his hand, telling her to go look for other wilder people to dash out her remaining kids. You are so shameless. To FEA, she heeded and left him to his drink. When Amanda arrived at David and Joy's house, she was bewildered by the opulence surrounding her. The grand mansion was unlike anything she had ever seen. Joy and fear held her in equal measure. They noticed her apprehension immediately. They shared a knowing glance and decided to help Amanda feel at ease. Welcome to our home, Amanda, Joy said warmly, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. We know this must be overwhelming for you, but we want you to feel comfortable here. Amanda managed a small smile, but the enormity of the situation was still sinking in as they settled in. David decided to lighten up the mood. You know, Amanda, when we first moved into this house, I got lost 3 times trying to find the kitchen. Joy had to come rescue me. Amanda's eyes widened in surprise, and giggle escaped her lips. Really? Joy laughed, knowing yes, it's true. He kept ending up in the laundry room instead. I had to put up signs to guide him. Amanda's giggle turned into full-blown laughter, the tension in her shoulders easing. That's so funny. Did you ever find the kitchen on your own? David grinned, shaking his head. Not until Joy threatened to make me cook dinner if I didn't figure it out. That was all the motivation I needed. The 3 of them laughed together, the sun filling the room with warmth. Amanda felt a deep sense of relief and gratitude. She looked around the room, taking in the beautiful surroundings, and realized that this was the beginning of a new and exciting chapter in her life. David and Joy enrolled Amanda in one of the best schools in their community, a prestigious school reserved for the elite. Street contrast to the humble school she had attended before. At first, Amanda felt left out of place among her new classmates, who came from wealthy and influential families. However, her determination and intelligence quickly shone through. Weeks later, Amanda had settled down perfectly, making new friends and excelling in her studies. Her teachers praised her for her diligence and curiosity, and she quickly became one of the top students in her class. Back at home, Amanda experienced a lifestyle she had only dreamed of. The Marion was filled with servants who attended to every chore, and there was even one assigned specifically to see for her needs. For the first time, she didn't have to worry about chais or king oranges. Instead, she could focus entirely on her studies and enjoying her newfound opportunities. One evening, Joy knocked gently on the door before entering. Amanda, how are you settling in? She asked. Amanda looked off from her homework and smiled. I'm settling in very well, Mrs. Joy. Thank you for everything. I can't believe how different my life is now. We are so proud of you, Amanda. You are doing amazingly well, and remember, if you ever need anything, we are here for you. Amanda continued to thrive in her new environment. The servants were kind and attentive, making sure she had everything she needed. They treated her with respect and understanding, knowing that she was part of David and Joy's family. In the mornings, Amanda would wake up to a neatly prepared breakfast and a perfectly organized schedule. She felt like a princess in a fairy tale. As the weeks turned into months, Amanda's confidence grew. She participated in school activities, joined clubs, and made lasting friendships. The fear and uncertainty she had felt when she first arrived immediately melted away, replaced by a sense of belonging and purpose. David and Joy watched Amanda's transformation with pride and joy. They had given her the chance she deserved, and she was making the most of it. Their home was filled with laughter and happiness, a st contrast to the silence that had once echoed through the walls. Years later, Amanda graduated from primary school and entered high school. By now she was in her 4th grade of high school, excelling in her studies and thriving in the supportive environment David and Joy had provided. She had almost forgotten the hard life she had endured before, as her new life had been filled with comfort, opportunities, and happiness. Little did she know her life was about to be transformed in ways she least expected. Back at Stella and Mrs. Johnson's house, since has taken a dark turn. Mrs. Johnson, driven by greed and his addiction to alcohol, continued to extort money from David and Joy. His demands grew increasingly outrageous, and each time they refused, his threats became more severe. Still heartbroken, and tea between her husband and her daughter always calmed him, but their argument inevitably ended in a violent fight. David and Joy sat in their living room, the weight of Mr. Johnson's threats and accusations hanging heavily over them. His cruel words accusing them of taking Amanda because they couldn't have a child of their own had caused deep. They knew they had to make a difficult decision. "We can't keep living under this threat," David said with voice filled with sorrow. "It's not fair to Amanda, and is not fair to us." Joy noted, tears streaming down her face. "But how can we let her go? We have grown to love her as if she were our own daughter." David took Joy's hands in his. "We have to think about what's best for her. We will let her go back to her family, but we will continue to support her education. We promise to give her the opportunities she deserves, and we will keep that promise," Joy cried passionately. David hugged and consoled her with tears swimming down his own face. The next day they called Amanda into the living room. She sensed the seriousness in their faces and felt a knot of anxiety forming in her stomach. "Amanda," Joy began, her voice trembling, "we have something important to talk to you about. Your father has been making threats and accusations. It's become too much for us to handle, and we don't want you to be caught in the middle of this." Amanda's eyes widened in fear and confusion. "What do you mean? Are you sending me away?" Joy's heart broke at the look on Amanda's face. She reached out and took Amanda's hand. "We love you, Amanda. You've become like a daughter to us. But for your safety and ours, we think it's best if you return to your family." Tears welled up in Amanda's eyes. "No, but I don't want to leave. This is my home now." David squeezed Amanda's shoulder gently. "We will still be here for you. We will pay for your school fees and make sure you achieve your dreams. We will always be a part of your life." Amanda. Joy couldn't hold back her sobs any longer. "This is the hardest decision we've ever had to make. Please understand that we love you very much." Amanda huge Joy tearly, her own tears flowing freely. "I love you too, Mommy. Please don't send me away." They all cried passionately. The day before Amanda was to return to her family's home, Joy decided to visit the market. She couldn't stop thinking about how much she would miss Amanda, determined to show her love one last time before they paired ways. Joy began to buy everything she thought Amanda might need or enjoy. She picked out new clothes, notebooks, and pens for school, and beautiful backpacks, and even some of Amanda's favorite snacks. Each item she placed in her basket was chosen with care, a small gesture to show how much she loved and would miss her. As Joy moved through the market, her arms grew heavy with all the goodies she had bought, but her heart felt even heavier. She knew that material things could never replace the bond they had formed, but she hoped that each gift would remind Amanda of the love and care she had received. David and Joy arranged for Amanda to return to her family's home. The farewell was heart-wrenching for everyone involved. Mrs. Joy cried her heart out, holding Amanda cloth and whispering reassurances that she would always be there for her. Her mother Star welcomed her with open arms, and with tears in her eyes, she thanked David and Joy for all they had done, hugging them tightly as a gesture of appreciation. She gave them a bunch of plantains she had just harvested from the farm. They all beat each other goodbye with tears in their eyes, the sadness of Patton wearing heavily on them. That night Amanda cried herself to sleep, the reality of her situation hitting her heart. The next morning she awoke to the sounds of her younger siblings running around their small house. She stared at the small portion of food given to her for breakfast to contrast the abundant meal she had grown accustomed to at David and Joy's home. As Amanda started quietly, the reality of the change in her life settled in heavily on her. This story is about to be taken to the next level. Will Amanda ever adjust to her new life again? Will she ever forgive her father? What do you think will be the fate of Amanda and her family? If you would want to know the end to this amazing story, leave continue in this comment section. And I will see you in the last saga. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please do like and turn on the notification bell, so you won't miss out on any of our amazing